Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Champions League watch-along for Liverpool against PSG in Paris. Also Benfica, Barcelona and a couple of other games to keep your tabs on as well. I'm not talking about your ears. Yes, hope you're all doing very well. Sorry it's a bit late. Technical difficulties as well. Why does it always do this on Champions League night? I don't get it. Remember I had this problem before? Where it just wouldn't, I just can't get it. My Skybox, again, always seems to do it on Champions. I mean, I have got a backup plan, but there is no connection to Skybox now, and there is no network connection. Remember we did this before? I mean, I've gone live, and I'm going to have to try and sort it out while I'm live, but it's an absolute pain in the arse. I'll have to use it on, let me just get it set up here for something else as well. But, yeah, anyway, hope you're all doing well. And we obviously have got Champions League football tonight. Let me close that. Hold on a minute. There we go. There's Rio Ferdinand. That's what we all want to see. Okay, so I've got the Liverpool game. They're on in a tunnel at the moment. Rio's trying to get on the pitch. Lovely stuff. Did you see that they've announced that they're going to do the... they've announced that they're going to do the half-time singing at half-time. The half-time show in the World Cup. They've announced today that they're going to do a half-time show in the World Cup. Which is incredible. So, you know, like in the Super Bowl, they have an event at half-time. They're going to do it in the World Cup as well, which I just think it's incredible. I mean, look, I'll give you my opinion on it. I'm not going to do a bloody video on it. I'm with it. It'll go down like a lead balloon because the Super Bowl and the half-time show is a big part of that. That's what it's all about. But a football audience don't want to watch Coldplay at half-time. A football audience is very different. But that's the point here, isn't it? The legacy fans are what they want to get rid of. The money is making football a different audience, making it more like people who want to, you know, spend 50 quid on a shirt and 50 quid on popcorn and make it a big event. That's what they're trying to do with football. That's the next stage. Take it away from legacy fans and make it more about entertainment. Because to me, a halftime show in the World Cup where you've got Rihanna and Coldplay playing, I mean, it's a bit like bloody, you're at your granddad's funeral and a lap dancer starts dancing around the coffin. It's just, some people might like it, but the vast majority are going to be like, that's not very traditional, is it? So I'm not against change, and I think football always will be about change, but I don't think the traditional football fan at half-time, imagine England are playing Brazil. I mean, I'm definitely dreaming, but imagine England are playing Brazil, and at half-time, it's 1-1. It's been a brilliant half, and then Chris Martin and Rihanna can't come out. I mean, I'm just not bloody interested, to be honest. I'm more thinking about what subs Tuchel's making. But you know what? Tom says it's what your granddad would have wanted. I wasn't talking about my bloody granddad. I was talking hypothetically, mate. The players' bodies will go cold. American football is a stop-start sport, not like football where you need momentum, says John Sidibert. And it's going to undermine the game if it's rigged, says John. Mark, isn't it insane how good PSG already is when they're so young? Imagine them in 2 to 3 years. That would be something special. What do you think? And what do you think about Max? I don't know who this person is, Daniel, so I'm not talking about it. United need that Club World Cup money, yet more funds we're missing out on. What are your thoughts, as Goldio? Yeah, 50 million quid for 50 million pounds up for grabs. So, yeah, it's very, very good for the likes of Real Madrid and Chelsea and Manchester City. But it's 50 million. I mean, look, Man United don't deserve to be in the Club World Cup. We're barely in the Champions League. But I think for teams like Barcelona and Liverpool, I'd be a bit pissed off. Barcelona could win La Liga. Liverpool will win the Premier League. Two best teams, arguably, in the world at the moment, not playing in a Club World Cup because of some stupid criteria, missing out on 50 million quid. Chelsea get 50 million quid because they won it 4 years ago. Who is the better left-sided centre-back? There we go again. There's a problem joining your network. We're right next to the bloody network. Incredible. I don't know what it is about Champions League night and my Sky satellite box deciding not to fucking work, even though it works in the next room. Anyway, I'm going to go off this for now, and I'm hopefully going to fix it. Who's the best left-sided centre-back? Marilla at Forest or Branthwaite at Everton, both linked with Champions League clubs, says Ross. I don't watch them enough, mate. Take your pick. I'll do an either-or, because I think it's a good either-or, to be fair. Start poll, either-or. Or Branthwaite. It's a good either-or, actually. You lot are hipsters. You'll know what you're talking about. Right, let me get this timer started for the start of the second half. Liverpool are going to kick off. We've not even been through the team news yet. There we go. Do. Right, I'm turning that completely off and on. We'll get through it. Don't you worry about that. We'll get through it. In fact, I'm going to stand up. Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Stand up, stand up, stand up. I'm your brother. Who would you like if you could have? Here we go then. Somebody just asked a good question. If you could have your ideal half-time football World Cup, who would you go for if you had to? I'd only have 3 songs. That'd be about 10 minutes. 3 songs, and I'd probably go with, I don't know, something like Thunderstruck, AC/DC. Get Off. Next, let's do I Am the Resurrection by Stone Roses. Get Off. Next, Flood by Take That. Get Off. Get the players on. Mark, can you please rank these quiz hosts? Chris Tarrant, Bradley Walsh, Noel Edmonds and Clarkson. Clarkson as a quiz host, bottom. Walsh, third bottom. Edmonds, second. Tarrant, first. Good one, Goldio. There you go. Up and running here. Let me go through the team news for you, by the way. The teams are going round the screen here. And PSG are on the attack. Inter Milan beat Feyenoord 2-0 away from home. Inter Milan, I told you yesterday, I told you in the prediction show, keep your eye on them. Benfica are playing Barcelona and Bayern Munich are playing Leverkusen, so keep your eyes on those as well. But lineups tonight, you've got Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Barcola. So it's a very good PSG front three, a very exciting front three. But Liverpool have got Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, Diaz and Jota. I think that's their best team. So I think we're in for a really interesting game tonight. Obviously, some of you might have forgotten. I doubt it. But Kvaratskhelia coming in from Napoli, big player for them as well. So Dembele, they've got goals. They've got goals in that team. There's no doubt about it. The Gimp from Pulp Fiction says, I'll only accept a half-time show if they play a bunch of old-school FIFA songs like Eat My Goal. To me, it doesn't work. But to be honest with you, can you imagine the World Cup final in the United States next year? It's half-time between Brazil and Argentina. And it goes to half-time, and I go, right, everybody be quiet, because here comes bloody U2. And I won't, let's not talk about the game. Let's talk about U2. No thanks. Halftime show, Kevin Keegan singing Head Over Heel. But look, jokes aside, the reason they're doing it is because they want to change the demographic of football. They want to make it more like the Super Bowl, event football, Yeah, I think that's the way it's going, isn't it? But the traditional match-going fan in the UK at the moment ain't going to be interested in that. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but they won't be. Good start to this game between PSG and Liverpool, though. Good fast pace. PSG are better than I probably give them credit to, and I think it's a tough game for Liverpool. I mean, I think you can learn a lot from the bench, and when you look at the bench of PSG, Baraldo, Ramos, Kimpembe, Hernandez, Zaire Emery, you know, they've got some good players in there, and they've definitely got a stronger bench on paper than Liverpool. But look, this is I fancy Liverpool to do them over both legs. I really do. I think they'll beat them home and away. I wonder if... Take it from a rival United fan. Will be better if Amram leaves. No pedigree, wash formation, and no tactical prowess. So many better options to get, says the Great Dane. And yet you didn't give us one. Donald Trump is going to buy United, says Ardo. Thank you, pal. I feel like my hair is. I tell you what, I feel like this is the second time this has happened on Champions League night, and it really annoys me why I don't check it before I go live. I could have fixed this an hour ago, and now I'm live trying to fix it. It's all right, I've got Liverpool PSG on, but I can't put fucking Benfica Barcelona on because my Skybox, which is right next to my router, is saying, can you answer 3 questions? Is this the first time you're setting up the box in your home? No, it fucking isn't, and you know it's not. Have you recently changed your broadband router? No, it's right next to you, you dick. And have you moved this box to another location in your home? Yeah, I decided to shove it up my arse. No, I haven't. Please reboot your broadband router. No, because if I reboot my broadband router, I'll lose fucking streaming. Idiots. Idiots. I don't understand how there can be no connection, network connection, when you're right next to each other. You bloody idiots. They're literally next to each other. Status not connected. They're like there. They're touching each other. Hello? I'm the router. Hello, you're there. Why aren't you connected? Idiots. Oh, I don't know. The Great Dane clearly has less ball knowledge than Phil Thompson and Tim Sherwood. Ignore these utter prats, Mark, says Goldio. When do you think the United States will win the World Cup, says Jay Knows Balls. Don't think you've got the players to do it at the moment. Ron McCormack says PSG are actually favourites with the bookies. There you go. And he'd know. Is the stats carousel actually working? I haven't seen it change once. There we go. Here we go. This could be a chance for PSG. Good block. They'll certainly get chances. And they've just shot wide there. I think Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz. Mark, for you, who was better, Vidic or Stam, says Desiree? Easily Vidic for me. And will the Belfast prize be a Chinese meal, says OTG? What are you talking about, the Belfast prize? What are you talking about, mate? Mark, my little bro wants to go to United. Hey, something's happening here. To get started... Okay. I think I did this last time and it won't work. Now go to your nearest. Okay. Yeah, done that. Yeah, you're both flashing at the same time. I am still here. Still night, 10 minutes gone. Kane, says Robert McCormack. I think they've scored. Yeah, Bayern Munich are leading 1-0. Harry Kane in the 9th minute. Robert will be very happy about that. He's got pictures of him on his wall. Bayern are away as well. No, I think they're at home. No, they're at home. Bayern are at home because they came through the qualifiers, didn't they? PSG having plenty of the ball here. This is what I mean about what we're saying about Arsenal, though. They would, if they were a little bit closer to Liverpool in the league, Liverpool have got a difficult couple of games here. Although, Robbie of AV TV will be going mad about this because guess who Liverpool have got in between two very interesting games against PSG? Southampton at home. Yeah, Southampton at home. Jack says, I like your farmer's outfit. It's not a farmer's outfit. It's just a combo. Not wrong with it. Constantine says, why would anyone post their pet being put down? Who's done that? Oh, we're doing pet hates again, Constantine. Right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to try this one last time. Guess who's back? Back again. Still 0-0. Not missed a goal. Pet hates. Why would anyone post the pet being put down? Look, I don't hate any pets, but I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I just don't relate to people who get upset about like putting down a gerbil or a. No, a gerbil's a bit different. You know, like people who have pet mice. Well, actually, it's just compassion. It's not that I don't relate to it. I retract what I've just said. Pete says Goldbridge has got a job on Clarkson's farm. This is nothing wrong with this combination. I quite like it. A shirt underneath one of these sort of tops. It's just the colour you're taking the mick out of. If it was actually navy blue, you wouldn't say a bloody word. Mark, what does it feel like winning at Augusta? Here we go. Taking the piss. I'm not happy about it. I'm enjoying this game though. PSG actually doing quite well. Here's a question to myself. Would I like to see Liverpool get knocked out of the Champions League? Yes. Yes, I absolutely. And I don't think I've asked that question of myself. I absolutely would love to see them get knocked out. As a Manchester United fan, I don't want to see them winning the Champions League again. I predicted that they will. I still predict that they will. And I think they will beat PSG over 2 legs. But I don't want them to win it. Of course, I'd love to see them get knocked out. Fraser says, my biggest pet hate is people chewing with their mouth open. Stopped seeing a girl because of it. Is that bad? Fraser, at the end of the day, if I had a girlfriend or a wife that every night did stinky farts, I'd have to bin her off, no matter how good she was at other things. So if you're... Oh, lovely play down the right-hand side by Dembele. Cross comes in. Should be 1-0. Oh, he's bloody missed it. He's bloody missed it. Navas. João Navas. What a prat. How has he missed that? It was straight at him. Big chance gone. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. How'd you miss that? Lovely play by Dembele down the wing. Cuts it back. He's on fire, says Ruan. But it's a miss. Is Dembele due an injury, says Durden. No. Why are we getting cooked? Hey, Liverpool fans, look. The Premier League is a great league. But that PSG side is a good side with a good bench in Paris. Like, this is, this is what we want to see in Europe. I don't want to see the Premier League dominant. I want to see it competitive. And it's obviously good for the league if we do well. But PSG are a decent side. It'd be a very different game at Anfield. They won't be able to do this at Anfield. João Nunes, someone just said in the chat. Matthew Frost says, how far do you think Villa will go? I think they'll do well to get through the next round, mate. Liverpool or PSG, I think, will be difficult for them. But they've started off well here, PSG. Another shot from distance. That's gone wide. Yeah, Liverpool got to try and ride the storm out of here. Daniel Hope says, Goldbridge has got a new combine harvester. It's only on here. On the United stand, nobody actually had a problem with it. It's just you lot. Fraser said she also farted a lot. Look, at the end of the day, if you've got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they eat with their mouth open, they might have a nasal issue. It might be medical. They might have narrow nostrils and have to breathe through their mouth. But ultimately, doesn't mean you've got to put up with it. The world might be going that way where everybody has to be treated equally and should be treated equally. But it don't mean you've got to shag them. And it don't mean you've got to marry them. You can still say, I don't want to marry you because you eat with your mouth open. And woe beside, why should you be miserable? You know? No one's saying put her down. They're just saying leave her for somebody else. What do you think of Mummy Pig being pregnant, says Aaron McKenzie. I actually saw that on the news the other day. It's quite funny, actually. Nice ball in there, but good defending by PSG. They'll go back to Donnarumma. What are your thoughts on John Cena turning heel, says Michael Wright. I don't think this can be a wrestling chat. If you've got any pet hates, we like to discuss that. It's a football watch along, but it's also an opportunity to express what your pet hates are. And if they're controversial, they're controversial. They just can't be illegal. You can't say things like, I can't stand immigration or things like that, because that's just, nearly a goal. That's just, we're not doing stuff like that. That's horrible. They're only mentioning it because green is the colour of jealousy. Yes, Lee Berman, they wish they had a jumper like this. I'm wearing it because 2 weeks tonight, I'll be in Ireland doing the live show. So, no, that's not why I'm wearing it, but it could be. Could be. How far do you think Villa will go, says Matthew Frost. We've done that. Here we go. Corner to PSG. Cross comes in. Decent one. Alisson palms it away. Into the box. They're still there. Oh, it's 1-0. It's 1-0. And it's Kvaratskhelia. There you go. £60 million. And they're 1-0 up. It's not dissimilar to, well, it is. It's not a million miles off what Alvarez did yesterday. Not as good, but PSG lead here. And I just think Liverpool have looked sluggish. If we be, for want of a better word, they've been sluggish here in the first half. Alisson actually clears this header, but the Liverpool defence is just all in one big line. There might be a hint of offside, but I don't think it will be offside. And the Liverpool defence is just not, and it's not whoever that is as well. It's a great finish though. Look at it from behind. Look at that from behind. That is a lovely curler with the left foot. Nothing Alisson can do about it. Right into the far corner. And Liverpool are losing 1-0 here. Kvaratskhelia. Great goal. Lots of people saying it could be offside. I think it is. No goal offside. Bloody hell. I can't speak. We've got a red card for Barcelona as well. It's all going on. I'll talk about the red card in a minute. But that must be tight. Look at Arsenal last night getting away with one. They're not getting away with one here. We haven't even had a bloody replay yet. That looked so tight. That's the sort of goal for me where I think every player, every manager should have an inch card. And you can use it. You can go, I'll take an inch. And basically, I've been thinking this through. Forget stupid like kicking ideas or reviews. You have an inch card, right? And at some point during the game, you can play your inch card. And all it can do is move an offside back an inch. This is a good idea. People are laughing. This is a good idea. So every manager at the start of the game gets an inch card, right? And any point during the game when there's an offside, they can say, I'll play my inch card. And it moves that player back by an inch. Now, some people would say, why not a yard? Well, because if you're a yard offside, it's massive. But if you're only off by like, a toenail or a pube, you use the inch, you're onside. I think it would be a great idea. Because in that situation, you could play your inch card and he'd be back on. I think we'd all like an inch card for something else, by the way. But we're talking football. I don't. I think, you can be too big. But, in a footballing sense, I'd like to see that again because it looked very tight. Ardo says, do they get an Uno reverse card too? Ghost says, my pet hate is people who get the ick. Matthew Frost says, can you remember me from Ilkeston? Well, I do remember Ilkeston, but I met a lot of people, mate. So unless you had a picture... I can't. So Liverpool getting off with one there. Gregory says, my pet hate is people taking phone calls on speaker in public. Yes, we had this last night and it's a good one. Turno Barry, thanks for super chat. He says, looks like PSG build with a 3, all good on the ball. Pales in comparison to how we play with a 3. When will we play good football again? Well, Man United tomorrow night. We're on that United stand for that. Looking forward to it. 5:45 kickoff as well. Oh, shot from distance, which means that you get an evening. I'm just going to turn you off. You useless piece of shit. So still 0-0 here. We have had a red card in the Barcelona game against Benfica. Kabasi sent off. I'm going to take a risk here. Oh no, I don't need to take a risk. I'll be able to get it up on another screen. In fact, I'll be able to get it up on this screen. They're in again. Good defending by Konate. Yeah, get lost. That's never a penalty. Not that I wouldn't mind if it was, but Barcelona. I just want to have a look at if I get this red card. Looks like it was the last man. Have a look. Trent's got a chance of whipping across in here. So Benfica, ball over the top. Oh, I can't see the red card here. I'm trying to look. Does anyone want to tell me in the chat what happened in the red card? Be quite useful. Potential red card check for Liverpool. I didn't see it. Check over. Let me have a look. No. I can't believe that's the Konate thing. No. Never a bloody read that. Absolutely not. Look, I'm no Liverpool fan, but that's just... I always go off my gut instinct, and I saw it in real time, as I'm sure many of you did, and that for me is just good defending, strong defending. Never a red. Never a red for me. What minute did the... 20 minutes. What minute did he get sent off? 22. Okay. Let's have a look. Here we go. Just looking at the Barcelona one. Yeah, last man. Last man tackle. Doesn't get the ball. Yeah, gave it straight away. Don't think there can be many complaints about that. So, look, Barcelona down to 10 men, one of the favourites for this tournament on the easier side. Can Benfica take advantage against 10-man Barcelona? Second leg in the Nou Camp, opportunity knocks for Benfica. Here in Paris, PSG have played very, very well. Could have been 1-0 up. Didn't see how tight the offside was because I was looking at other things. But look, Liverpool will fancy their chances back at Anfield. Barcelona will fancy their chances back at the new camp. But not the new camp, it's not built yet, but the mini camp. But PSG and Benfica have got opportunities here tonight. Constantine says they recorded their pet dying, Mark. Nothing's private anymore. Who did? Mate, I'm sure, if we're being completely honest, I'm pretty sure in the world that we live in, people would be live streaming themselves dying. There's certain YouTubers who just do stuff in real life all the time. I mean, why stop at death? It's the world we're sort of working towards, isn't it? Salah's been very quiet, says 60-second media. Yeah, but that's when he's dangerous, mate. My pet hate is when a dog licks their crown jewels. It's grim, says Slow Blandy. I actually think it'd be quite interesting. I mean, it's not top of my wish list, but save a lot of arguments if you could do it yourself. You are very upbeat tonight. Nice to see you as a United fan. That's got to be a goal. What? The fuck happened there? Did I just miss the goal? Oh, I'll tell you what. What's going on tonight? Did he score? No. How are PSG not scoring here? They should be 3-0. Dembele, brilliant save by Alisson. Absolutely brilliant save by Alisson. It literally cut off just as he was about to shoot. The one-on-one. Great save by Alisson. And it remains 0-0. PSG. Well, Liverpool showing that they've got a good defence here. Which we already know. That's a big save, though. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Weekend games, I'll tell you in a minute. I think I know what I'm doing at the weekend. Can you do a poll on the red card? Which one? Murillo's beaten Branthwaite 65% to 35%. I really liked that as an either or, actually. I really did. Have you got any pet hates, Goldbridge? Yeah, bloody loads. My pet hate is how I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm basically suppressed by so many people who bitch about me behind my back, and it's not true, to brands and other people. But let me get real. Like I'm not messing around there, but you probably get it at school, you probably get it at work, you probably get it in family life. I can't stand people who slag you off behind your back and load the bullets to make people not like you who've never even met you. There, that's a pet hate. Jealous, bitter people, basically. And more fool the idiots who don't... You should. I would never make my mind up on anybody until I've met them, basically. Either or, what were we going to do? What was the either or we were going to do? I completely forgot. I've forgotten now. Oh, red card. Should Konate have got a red? Yes or no? Liverpool again, says NV. It's a red card at least, says Magnus. When Dembele's playing like this, he's a joy to watch, says Cormac. And not to be a hater, says Shahin, but does Arne Slot really deserve all the credit for Liverpool's results this season? I think this is a great question, Shahin, and to which I've always been quite consistent. I think that when you look at the Premier League this season, it's so competitive, and Liverpool have lost one game and basically led from the start. He's a new manager, taking over a great manager with no transfers, and although the foundations are there, he's still got to build the house. And I just don't think, no matter how good the foundations are, they didn't win the league last year. They didn't win the Champions League last year. Maybe if Klopp had stayed, they would have done. But the question has to be, if Klopp had stayed, do you think Liverpool would have won the league? And I don't think you can definitely say yes. So I think Arne Slot deserves massive, massive credit. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a little bit like, you know, I don't want to be crude here, but it's a little bit like, you know, your mate's husband dies and she meets somebody she meets somebody else and they come in and they're great. And everyone says, oh, how amazing they are. But there was somebody there before. So you've got to respect that. But I think he's done a great job. I don't think you can say it was easy. What I'm trying to say is I don't think many people would have come in and done as good a job as Slot did. I don't think he was expected to win the league. But Liverpool do look a little bit off tonight. Mendes is a quality player. It's crazy how the Glazers lowered our expectations from Theo, then Davies, then Nuno, then Dorgu. Love Dorgu though, says Luca. Same as Liverpool. You can't tackle people in the back. Liverpool got lucky there, says Magnus. Appreciate that. Well, we've had 35 minutes here. And I'd say, on reflection, Liverpool are probably quite happy to be... Well, they will be very happy that they're still 0-0 here. And if this is the thing about a two-legged game, being the better team and not winning is problematic. The only goal we've got in the 8 o'clocks is Bayern. They're 1-0 up against Leverkusen in Munich. Second legs in these three is going to be very interesting next Tuesday night, and we'll be live for all of them. Like being given a Ferrari, you still got to drive it, says Super Donut. Yeah. Yeah. Klopp built the Ferrari. Slot's got to drive it. Thanks for your super chats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Get involved with That's Football. You're all very welcome. We're currently on 308,000, 308,000, and we are 400 away from 309,000. I'm not writing that down. I remember that. There's a couple of things I want to do for the Dublin show. Ideas just keep coming into my head. Things I want to discuss on the night. Oh, Kvaratskhelia again. Oh, big save. Alisson's having a big game here. How are PSG not winning? Kvaratskhelia into the box again. 3 players on him, twisting and turning like a snake on olive oil. And a good low save with a big palm and a strong wrist from Alisson. Dembele with the cross, easy catch. Alisson, man of the match for Liverpool tonight, no doubt about that. Mario Franco says, have you ever visited the Caribbean? It's paradise. No, mate. I'd like to. Slot's done better tactically and managing fitness, says New Era Gaming. Kvaradona is honestly an amazing baller, says Perk. Either or, Osman or Gyökeres for United, says Calvin. Well, look, should Konate have got a red? 49% say no, 51% say yes. Nearly 20,000 watching tonight, by the way. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Give us a share and a like on the video. What was that? Well, I'm not going to do it based on United. This is not the United stand. So let's just do either or. There's a few people who want strikers this summer. So you've got Gyökeres or Osman. Let me know. Liverpool have done nothing here. Cross comes in. Easy catch for the keeper. Will Spencer says Salah needs to look across at Dembele and Kvaratskhelia to see an elite player. But I think that's such a basic conversation because consistency is key. And also, next week at Anfield, I guarantee you that Salah could have a game like they're having here. Like, this is what you want to see from European football. You want to see two good teams going at each other, and when they've got the home advantage, they're using it. I mean, look, PSG get the piss taken out of them a lot, but that is an intimidating place to go, and it's not easy. I mean, Man City got battered. Then again, Man City do get battered a lot, don't they? Let's be honest. Josh says, don't count out a second half turnaround from Liverpool. Well, yeah, that is something that they are normally good at. I don't get that. Just turned it off again, left it off for ages, and it still won't do it. Can you shout out my... Yeah, that's the... Frank, I'm going to report you for racism. And you've done a super chat as well, so let me just do it. So it takes no time at all. It's like, I did it the other day. It's not child abuse, it's not pornography. It's hate speech, yeah. Report. There we go. So... what Frank did, stupidly, was did a super chat with a racist term in it. So whoever his card details he's used, you fucked them, mate. Hopefully it's yours. But incredible stupidity from Frank there, whose arse is twitching like a bunny's nose at the moment. New Era Gaming says Slot's done better tactically and managing fitness. And Perk says Kvaradonna is honestly an amazing baller. Yeah, I mean, I think some people sort of disrespected the fact that he went and played for PSG from Napoli. But I think, look, I think the Italian league is certainly more competitive than the French league. But I'd say PSG is an upgrade from Napoli, wouldn't you? In my humble. Anyway, good free kick opportunity here for PSG. They deserve a goal from the way they've played into the wall. I mean, look at the stats. If you want to come to the Dublin show, by the way, that's the live show. 2 weeks tonight in Dublin. Oh, I'm so excited about it now. Yeah. Ideas. Going to be giving away cash on the night. Everybody who comes gets $1,000. No, not really. No, but we are going to be doing some quizzes and stuff, and we will be giving out prizes and that. So, very excited about it. And if you're in Dublin, come. Yeah, the thing I was going to look at was the stats carousel, because I get the feeling, unless, well, then again, the eye test doesn't always pass. Oh man, there, bloody hell. Bloody hell, look at that. 11 shots, 5 on target, 3 corners. Liverpool, no shots, none on target, 33%. That is criminal that PSG are not in front here. Liverpool are hanging on in a tournament that we thought that they would win. Thanks for all your super chats. I think I've caught up on them now. Oh, here was another one from Existence. He says, hope you're doing well, mate. Do you think Wanyeri could become England's most talented player in the near future? Look, that's football. I've got United stand for the team I support. Jota's down injured here. That's never a good thing for Liverpool. I don't know why he's injured. I mean, did he tread on his foot or something? But look, I think the exciting thing with Wanyeri is that Saka's injury was obviously huge for Arsenal. But this Wanyeri, I mean, obviously he's not as good as Saka, but he looks like he could be the next Saka. So it's like a new signing for Arsenal, that is. A young player that's clearly going to be a first-team player. It's like a new signing. You just need to sign a striker. Gyökeres has 57% of the vote over Osman. That's a win. Garbo says, I think you need to pick your mods more carefully, Mark. They're just as bad. Well, I've never seen anything like that, mate. So maybe you would like to tell us what that's all about. Is the live showing going to be live on YouTube as well? Says War Eagle. No, it won't be streamed. The show won't be streamed, says Matthew Frost. No. We've never done that. We've never done that. One moment, I'm just going to press the button again. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Benfica still 0-0 against Barcelona with 10 men as well. I mean, that's one that's going to sting a little bit as well. 10 shots for Benfica. But to be fair, Barcelona have had more shots on target with 10 men. Are Barcelona about to pull it off with 10? Well, Liverpool need a second half of complete and utter change. And if they did change, I think PSG would look back on this first half. I've had this happen before. Doesn't feel like Man United have ever done this, but certainly I've had it happen with my team before, where you're looking at it and you're going, half time is not a good thing, because half time is the reset button, isn't it? And I think that this... oh, it's working here now. Yeah, the half-time can be the reset button. And if PSG don't score, and they're not going to score, it's going to be half-time. I think the ref's about to blow. What is your show about in Dublin, says Fitz? I'd say it's a mix between Take That and MC Hammer Shit. No, it's a half-time here at in Paris. So basically, we were meant to do a Christmas show, and we like to try and do a Christmas show. Christmas before last, we did Manchester. And we were meant to do a Christmas show in Dublin, and then the venue I wanted to do it in got double booked. So, and then it's 10 years of the United Stand this year. So I said, look, sod it. When the venue next comes up in an international break, let's do it. So international break, 2 weeks tonight, live in Dublin in Temple Bar. Fantastic venue. But I'll be honest, it's not like turn up and I'm going to talk about Man United. That's not how we do the live show, because it's bloody boring if you do that. If you just turn up and go, oh, just see Amarim said this, it don't work. So it's interactive. We've got some special guests, a bit of music and all sorts of stuff. So it's just I've really enjoyed doing it. We've done London and Dublin before, done Manchester. Where else have we done? I think London, Manchester and Dublin, actually. But yeah, if you're in Dublin and you've got to want to do something in the international break, let us join us. We'd be delighted. Arsenal are currently linked with Anthony Martial and Isak. Who would you take? I hope you're joking, the Hills. I hope you are joking. Luke says, I think Mbappe leaving PSG has benefited them so much. Best I've seen them play as a team for many years, says Luke. Yeah, and I think that Magnus has just said that. PSG are a better team now than when Mbappe, Neymar and Messi was there. They are a team now. This is the big issue I always had with Brazil. Paris have been very good, and there's a lot of people in the chat talking about it. But look, you've got to be a certain age to understand this. But I was relatively young when this happened, but you had the Galacticos of Real Madrid, and that to me educated. And I think you're going to be the same. Everybody goes through this as a football fan, no matter what age you are. You educate yourself on transfers, on games, tournaments, things that clubs do, and it becomes your encyclopedia of your footballing heritage because it's personal. I think the great thing about football is your opinion is your opinion and it's based on your experience with football. And we will have similar ones, but you will have a hot take or whatever like that. So when I look at PSG and tonight, and there's some really good comments coming in about this is the best PSG side people have seen in 10 years because they're playing as a side. Obviously, the Qatari ownership of PSG was to win the Champions League, and they failed. And I think a lot of people looked at them when Mbappe went and went, well, that's it. They're never going to do it. But you could argue they might be closer doing it this way in the long term than the way they were doing it before. Because if you look at the Neymar, Messi and Mbappe front three, I felt PSG were never ever going to win the Champions League because as a team, and the longer you go, look, Real Madrid are the masters of this at the moment, aren't they? Real Madrid know how to win this tournament. They know what it takes. They know you've got to be there on the moments, whether it's defending or a Modric assist or whatever. But a PSG side with Neymar, Messi and Mbappe in it, when they've got to defend, they're going to concede because they're not going to be defending as a team. So that's a lesson. And a next generation is probably learning that, which is quite exciting because when I look at the Galacticos of Real Madrid in the early noughties, when you had people like Guti, Beckham, Raul, Ronaldo, R9, Roberto Carlos, Zidane, Figo. I remember that team being constructed and I was like, that team's going to dominate world football for the next 5 years. I don't think they won a Champions League, did they? They won a La Liga. I don't think they won a Champions League. And yet, when they were accumulating all those players, you were like, they will do. But their problem was there were better teams than them with worse players. And it's about team. And there are examples of Real Madrid sides and Man United sides and Man City sides and Liverpool sides that have had great players and won tournaments. But team is the key. And I think this could be quite an interesting new dawn for PSG as they go down the team route. But what I would say about Mbappe is that I don't think Real Madrid haven't got a chance. PSG is a better team now than when Mbappe... No, we've done that one from Magnus. Slot has done well for them. He has slowed it down for them from Klopp to play a simple game and the players they have, says Calvin Stewart. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much to the Hills as well. If you've got any pet hates, get them in. PSG versus Liverpool 11, either or please, Mark, says Jarvis. Look, I'm not surprised at what's going on in this game. Liverpool are playing away from home and PSG are playing at home. And at the end of the day, PSG are a good side with a very, very good atmosphere and they've got some good players. And they're playing well. That does not mean that Liverpool at Anfield next week won't blow them away in similar circumstances. So if I was Liverpool at the moment, I would be very, very happy that it's 0-0 at half-time. If I was PSG, I'd be thinking we should have a 2-0 head start here. And I think the next 45 minutes are key. If PSG can't come out of this, then no. We've done a red card poll, mate. I don't know why you're asking for it. We did it about 20 minutes ago, and 51% said it should have been a red card for Konate, and 49% said shouldn't. So we did it. Because we're ahead of the game, and we've played the game, and we ain't slow. Do I think it was a red card? No. In real time, as I watched it, I didn't think it was a red card, and... yeah, I didn't think it was a red card, and I'm not going to change my mind on that. I didn't think it was a red. I think it could have been given as a red in Europe. Absolutely, absolutely. Not going to deny that. But For me, no red. My pet hate is John Radcliffe from Pocahontas because he reminds me of a certain rat. Keep up the great work, says Monty. I think my biggest film pet hate, and you'll already know it, is Winslet on the door, letting her supposed love of her life drowned in freezing cold water. As I've always said, you know, I bet when Bryan Adams was number one, she was having a dance with him on the Titanic going, walk the wire for you, yeah, I'd die for you. Everything I do, oh, I do it for you, but I won't get off a door. Yeah. It's always the bloke, isn't it? Sexist. Do you believe in aliens? I was abducted and probed and dissected and it was terrifying, but nobody believes me. Do you think the aliens have visited, says Big Barry? You can only believe in what you see. What's your prediction for the Europa League final, says Lemon? I need to see more of it, mate. I've got a funny feeling that... I mean, I've just seen it again here. Nah. It's more of a shoulder barge. It's not a foul. That would be ridiculously harsh, I think. I don't think it's a red. I think people are seeing what they want to see, but it's... Nah, not a red for me. I can see why people think it is, but... I think it's the definition of a shoulder barge. Isn't it scary how the youngest team in Europe dominate an experienced Premier League side, says Daniel. Let's see what happens next week at Anfield, mate. I mean, I don't know why people aren't understanding that. PSG are at home. It's a great atmosphere. If Liverpool were playing at the Emirates, would you expect Liverpool to dominate Arsenal? So why aren't you respecting the fact that PSG are playing there? Rio is a rat. I don't know why that is. Rio's saying it's a red, says Harrison. Yeah, but, you know, Rio's got more faces than a townhouse clock. And he'll be thinking, I've been the piss taken out of me a bit by Man United fans recently. So let's just say it's a red for a Liverpool player. Arsenal, we've done that. Thank you. Jack ate with his mouth open, though. That's why Rose hogged the door, says Doy. Have you had Botox in your forehead, Mark, says Grumpy. Mate, I've never had any Botox at all. So I'll take that as a compliment. I've got stitches in my eye at the moment, as you can see. Maybe just round there. But that's the only thing I've had done round my eyes. Oh, tell you what, I finished it now, just because it's half time. It was really awkward. I don't know whether... I love Karate Kid. And I love what they did with Cobra Kai, because... it's just so clever what they did with Cobra Kai. So if you've watched Cobra Kai, I thought it was brilliant. Obviously, it's over now. And I'm not going to give any spoilers away. But I finished it last night. And one thing I will say is that Daniel LaRusso's, they're all sat around the table. And his daughter, who's about 20, gets this gift that Mr. Miyagi, who's dead from the Karate Kid, has left for her for her 20th birthday. And it opens up and it's a necklace. But as it opens up, it's a pearl necklace. So this is exactly what I did. When it opened up, I was laughing my head off. And Mrs. Goldbridge was like, what are you laughing about? And I just was like, I need my chat. This is where I need my chat. It's not a bloody spoiler. It's not crucial to the story at all. It was just a funny moment. And I was like, I wonder if the writer did it for a joke. And I thought, I bet, no, they didn't. They definitely didn't. But basically, Mr. Miyagi left LaRusso's daughter a pearl necklace. Mr. Miyagi dies. Mate, he's been dead in real life for about 30 years. He's dead way before Cobra Kai. Do you think we live on a flat earth, Calvin? Not doing that. Titanic 2, The Revenge of Jack. Some middle-aged woman got in trouble for selling Botox treatments in the parking lot of the elementary school, says Scrog. FA Cup quarterfinals, who's going to win? Brighton or Forest, says Mr. Trousers. The FA Cup this year could be one of the greatest FA Cups we've ever had if Bournemouth knock Man City out. If Man City win it, then it's really boring. I would love to see Fulham, Forest, Brighton, Bournemouth, or whoever else is left in it win it. Or even Villa. Yeah, left. I just couldn't. I just literally was. We were watching it together, and the pearl necklace thing opened up, and I just started laughing. And she looked at me like, "What are you laughing about?" And luckily, I had my phone, and I went, "Oh, I just got sent a WhatsApp," because I was like, whew. "You can't give some what would effectively, yeah." He basically left her a pearl necklace. Yeah. You've seen Tim Howard's comments on the Glazers, says Mike. No, please tell us. Either or, Di Maria or Mahrez, says Pranav. Can I do a poll on that? Can we get a poll on that? Either or. I really liked that Murillo-Branthwaite one from earlier on. I think these are the sort of polls we want. Second half's going to be great. Really excited. Really good game. PSG should be winning. Remember, Benfica are at home, and they are, again, Can they? Can they? Barcelona have had good chances, though. Keeper made an amazing... Have you seen that triple save in the 12th minute? By the Benfica goalkeeper. Bloody hell, have you seen this? You've got to watch this. Saves one from 6 yards twice. Unbelievable goalkeeping. Jazz, I'll find your super chat, don't worry. Emperor Palpatine or General Grievous? It's a super donut. I never liked Grievous. Any danger of you giving PSG some credit, Mark? Says Kieran. I don't know what channel you've been listening to, mate. I think we've given them loads of bloody credit. Jazz says, are you managing in the Sidemen charity match, Mark? Watch this space. No, I wouldn't do that to you. No. I can categorically say 100% not heard a thing this time. So you're not going to hear on a Wednesday before the Saturday. Love the channel. Relying on you all. Disappointed? Yes. But that's life. And it's for charity at the end of the day. Matt Hood says, Mark, love the channel. Relying on you all day is as I got suspended for 3 days during my GCSE mock for shoulder barging my maths teacher. Fair challenge, says Matt Hood. What? I got suspended for 3 days during my GCSE mock for shoulder barging my maths teacher. Fair challenge. What? How does that even happen? You're meant to be sat at a desk. Did you just stand up as he walked past and give him one? Dangerous things, shoulder barges, when not on a football pitch. Liverpool players are coming out. I got bottled after a shoulder barge one night. I was walking to the toilets in Walkabout on Broad Street in Birmingham. And as I was walking across, it was really busy. And you know those people who are drunk and they, obviously fancies himself as bloody Rambo. Just walking through. I could see him coming, walking through the dance floor. Not dance floor, because it wasn't a dance floor. I could see him coming towards me, and he was just purposely, barging into people rudely. And I saw him coming, so locked my shoulder. And as he barged me, it sort of like he knew. I'd only locked it. I didn't do anything. I knew what he was going to do, so I locked it. And I kept walking, and as I was walking away, I felt this push in my back, and I turned round, and he was there pushing me, and I said, "What's your problem?" And he punched me on the chin, which knocked me on the floor. Wasn't very hard. I slipped, and while I was on the floor, he had a bottle in his hand and threw it at me on the floor. I tell you what, Richard Ashcroft had it right. Walk away. No, it's Cast. Walk away. Walk away. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, is it? There's people out there who it's just not worth it. It's like that. It's like that bit out of Back to the Future, isn't it? Where he's at the lights and they're about to have a race, and then he stops, and then a car comes the other way, and if he'd gone, he would have been hit. And it's just sometimes just not worth. There's battles just not worth having. Can Salah eat a power bar since it's after 9? Says Leper. And obviously, of course, he'll be fasting, won't he? So maybe that's why. Then again, remember Benzema a few years ago? We're up and running here. I've not got the bloody timer going, idiot. Let's get it. Move in. 46:22. 46, there we go. I've got it working here now. As a Man United fan, I'm dreading the fact that Liverpool will win the league and become the biggest team in England. 20th league titles and 6 Champions Leagues is exactly. Well, whose fault's that? Glazers. What's your opinions on Volkswagen? Go to car, says 10 men. I'm actually looking to get a new car. We'll upgrade. And I'm sort of Audi. The thing is, like, you've got to be, there are some cars out there at the moment that you'd go, I'd never buy one of them. But Tito says, hi Mark, I went to the first United stand get together from LA. Where were the feminists when only women and children could enter the rescue boats? He's talking about Titanic, don't worry. Hope you're doing well, mates. As a Liverpool fan, I don't know how we're not 3-0 down. Very lucky, and don't know who we're going to bring on to help change the game, says Sully. Well, let's see what happens in the second half, because it needs to be a game of 2 halves from a Liverpool point of view. Would I buy a Tesla? No, I just don't. I'm not massively into hybrids or electric cars, and I know that probably makes me anti-environmental, but I'd rather just go and fill my car up I don't like the idea of charging my car up. Bailey says, do you think it's worth leaving work 15 minutes early tomorrow to watch us, seeing our team will look sparse and weak, no threat? I don't think you'll miss anything, Bailey, by going 15 minutes early. Matt says, I love the channel, relying on you all day as I've done that one. It's been suspended for shoulder barging his maths teacher in an exam. Fair challenge, apparently. Preposterous accusations from the chat, says Big Barry. I would never take any substances. No idea what you're talking about. Exactly what I mean. Nobody believes me. Apparently he was abducted by aliens and probed. It might have just been an ugly shag. Get a Volvo, Mark, says Nath. Somebody somewhere must work at a car dealership and can do me a deal. Get a Mustang, says Carl. Yeah, Liverpool, there we go. Back with Donnarumma. When he said Mustang, all I can think of now is Mustang Sally. Guess I better slow that Mustang down. Mustang Sally now, baby. PSG on the attack again. Quick feet. Good shot. No, over the bar. He's probably been the best player on the pitch, Dembele. Him and Alisson. The thing about Dembele is, I think it's absolutely correct that when he's on it, he's incredible. Could have been one of the world's best players. Controversial take? I don't think so. I think when he's on it, he's better than Neymar. But, you know, going back to, like, I think Brazil could have won things if they weren't so Neymar-centric. Like, I think when I watched Brazil under Neymar, and it was almost like, get the ball to Neymar. And I think it can almost be problematic when you don't play as a team. Would you give Mrs. Wallace a foot massage, says Super Donut? Who's Mrs. Wallace? And if you were managing a team and your ground was like Anfield, would you be terribly bothered about going a goal down in the first leg, says Sully? I think this is a great point, because I think Anfield next week, next Tuesday night, you watch what happens. It'll be a completely different game. PSG on the attack again. Kvaratskhelia, good tackle. Ball over the top. And Jota hasn't got the pace. They could do with someone with a bit of... Tell you what Liverpool desperately need here. And I do think this is their best team. But But I think Liverpool desperately need a bit of pace in the number 9 position. And I think that's going to be something that he looks at over the summer, because absolutely PSG deserve the credit. They've been the better team. But Liverpool haven't got the out ball. You know, if you had like a Haaland or an Isak or someone like that, just somebody with a bit of pace and a bit of strength that you can knock the long ball to, that will make PSG worry, because they're just not worried about the pace of Jota on the break. You can never go wrong with a Toyota. RAV4 says Jide. Thank you, mate. My first chat here, Mark. Have a drink on me, says Adosh. You're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. Don't all farmers have Range Rovers, Mark, says Fraser. Where I live, everybody has a Porsche at the moment. Not because I live in a nice area. It's just because it's like the SUV of the area. 2 years ago, it was Range Rovers. Now it's the Porsche Cayenne, isn't it? Which I do like, but I don't want to be a sheep. Have you tried turning it on and off again? It's working now, Jurgen. I've got Benfica Barcelona on here, and I've got PSG Liverpool on the big screen, but it wasn't working before. Are you going to watch Karate Kid Legends? I don't like any of the other Karate Kids. I don't even like Karate Kid 2. I only like the first one and Cobra Kai. I ignore all the others. Oh, edge of the box foul on Kvaratskhelia. Here's a poll for you. I haven't spoke about it for a while. Di Maria against Mahrez. 56% of you went with Di Maria. But I wanted to ask you this. Is Salah leaving this summer? I think Trent is. I think Van Dijk isn't. And I think Salah is the one. BMW G80 M3, says Mario. Perfect. I'll take a look at that. You know what? Here's a car-related pet hate. Absolutely hate this. There is a car park in Stratford. Free kick's just gone wide. There is a car park in Stratford, which is where William Shakespeare was born. And unless you go in there in a Nissan Micra, oh, it's a great save by Alisson again. It wasn't wide. It's a corner. Right, here we go. Liverpool with a chance to break. I don't think have they had any shots? Jota, no, he's lost it. Liverpool haven't had a shot on target in the whole game, and we've had nearly an hour. Who would have thought that? Dembele, wide. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Be careful, he's two-footed. Cross is good, headed away by Robertson. Anyway, this car park in Stratford, unless you go there in a Nissan Micra, you can't park it. So if you've got like a Range Rover or a... You just can't park it. And that's one of my pet hates. How many car parks in the UK are actually... They don't have big enough spaces to park in? Incredible. Tashreek, thank you very much. Ruben says, you probably answered this already, but why are you not in the Sidemen charity match? Don't know, mate. Don't know. Don't know. You don't ask. You either get asked to do it or you don't. So it's their show. Respect. I did see a clip this week though, and I do completely agree. Mini Minter was talking about the last one we did. If Theo Baker hadn't got injured, I think we would have had a chance of winning it, even though we got smashed, because we had a shit squad compared to them, and that did kill us. But I don't think I can bring myself to watch it on Saturday, to be honest. That reminds me actually. What watch-alongs this weekend? Let me tell you that, because it will be on this channel. Kvaratskhelia again shoots again. Alisson makes the save again. Well, it's more of the same in the second half here. There's no two ways about it. Saturday, 12:30, City Ground, Forest against Man City. Very, very big game. Probably one of the games of the weekend. Forest in third with 48. Man City in fourth with 47. Could we get another shock there, or a Man City past all that? Liverpool play Southampton at 3 o'clock on... what a game to have. Southampton at home in between PSG. I mean, that is just perfect for Liverpool, isn't it? Perfect. Unlucky if you support Wolves or Everton, 8 o'clock on Saturday night. I won't be doing that. Brentford against Villa at 5:30. Not going to bother doing that either. So I'll do Forest Man City. And then on Sunday, I mean, it's a big game for Arsenal, but I really just don't massively care. Man United against Arsenal. We'll be doing that on the United stand. And then obviously next Tuesday, we've got the return legs of these games as well. But tomorrow night, I'm on the United stand for the Europa League game as well. Still 0-0 between Barcelona and Benfica. In Benfica, Barcelona down to 10 men. But Bayern have taken a 2-0 lead. Musiala has made it 2-0 there. They lead 2-0 against Leverkusen. That's starting to turn into a considerable lead to take into the second leg. Bayern a foot into the next round there, surely. Liverpool on the attack, though. It would just be just like them. Salah, Szoboszlai. PSG defending well. Some of the cars you see on the road have no right to be there. That big, to be fair, says Robbo96. I mean, some of them are bloody massive. I seen one the other day. I think it was some sort of Land Rover thing. And the guy who was driving it lives round the corner. He's an accountant. And he's driving round this Land Rover thing. And it's got these... It's all black. And it's got these black jerry can things on it. You know, like that they have on the army things. I'm like, what have you got them on for, you prat? You're an accountant. You're not going to run out of petrol. You're not going to drive off-road. You're on your way down to Waitrose. What car do you have and what's dream car? Says Chunky. My dream car is... I don't really know. I'm not massively into cars, really. Might be a Land Rover Defender, says LR. Get a Robin Reliant like Del Boy. Let's be honest, you're blagging a living every day. Love our United Stand community and love you, bud. Glazes out, says Oddie. Probably done that one from Ruben. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. What car have I got? Seat Ateca, which is just a family car. I mean, I'm not like... I remember turning up to... when we played AFTV a few years ago, so probably about 7 years ago now, we had a football match between United Stand and AFTV. And I pulled up in... I bet I still had a Seat Ateca then. I normally just update them every 3 years. And certain AFTV YouTubers, who wasn't Robbie, rolled up in these tinted windows, top of the range. Is it a Range Rover Sport or a Land Rover Sport? Some people like to spend their money on status things. I ain't that fussed. I'd like an Audi though, AZ. One of my mates has got an Audi. Trent, good defending. Oh no. Oh yeah, still got it. Are Liverpool going to grow into this game? Are PSG going to regret not taking their chances? Beth's got a Lambo, says Parker. She's doing well. Remember he tried to do the Ramos arm chop on you, says 10 men. Yeah. That was such a funny thing. That AFTV team was actually a good team. We just rocked up. Half of us were presenters. We had Sophie in the midfield. Me and Sophie were the midfield too, and this AFTV team had trials and everything. In fact, I don't think they had anybody who was actually off the channel. It was a proper trialled team. And we beat them. It got called off, but we were winning. I don't know how we did that. That was proper mad that day. Is it possible PSG are better without Mbappe? Literally spoke about this at half-time, Steve. I can't believe it's still 0-0 between Benfica and Barcelona and PSG and Liverpool. I mean, Barcelona have been down to 10 men for most of the game. And PSG have been dominating Liverpool. But here we are. Is your mate with the Audi Jim White, says Luke. Yellow tie. Crunchy nut cornflakes. God bless you, says Booty. Hope you're doing well, pal. Go to karaoke song, Mark, says Luke. I haven't done karaoke in years. If I had to do my go-to karaoke song, corner here for PSG, I would say I quite like Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. You can't start a fire. I just think it's a good one. You can't start a fire without a spark. Agadoo. Yeah. Another corner to PSG. Headed away. Look, I think a lot of people would say Liverpool, I think Nunez is coming on, that Liverpool have been a bit lucky here. But you've also got to acknowledge that Alisson's played very well in goal. And they have defended well as well. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Do you think footballers play too many games in a single season? And if so, how would you tackle it? Says Amir. Yeah, well, they definitely play too many games. But we're actually going the other way, aren't we? Anyone's fire stick down, says Fitz. Yeah, we actually go the other way because we were playing too many games last year because we had that Winter World Cup. So we're already playing too many games, and then they add more games. And United are going to go and play games at the end of the season on the other side of the world, and there's a Club World Cup. So we're actually going the other way. Leverkusen have had a red card, apparently. Well, they're heading out. If they need to keep that to 2-0 for half an hour, I think that game could be over. Do you think Liverpool are winning the competition, says Liam? Mate, there's a second leg in this game. There's a second leg in the quarterfinal. There's a second leg in the semi-final. And as we've seen with Liverpool before at Anfield, they can be a very different team. And I think if PSG don't take a lead from this game, I'd put Liverpool as favourites. Slot parking the bus. Imagine if it was Arteta, says 58 go. Perk says, I've got a C4 Cactus facelift. It's great. And Godfrey said, hold on a minute. Salah. That's a bad ball. I think the reason Amrim keeps doing interviews is to flood the mainstream with irrelevant info to keep fans from discussing real issues, says Godfrey. You could be onto something. Can you give me a shout out? I just joined, says the Crazy Kids. And Wan says, I remember you singing Disco 2000 by Pulp. Oh, that's a good one, that. Why don't you have Man City people on the channel, says 10 Men. I don't have anyone on the channel, mate. Ashley says, can you call me a legend of the chat? I've just realised I have Robbie and Loz on the channel. Liverpool and Arsenal. Well, that, Loz is a Liverpool fan. Robbie's an Arsenal fan. I'm a United fan. Next, I'd probably want a Chelsea fan. Then probably a Spurs fan. Then a Villa fan. I'm just going through who people are interested in. Newcastle, Bournemouth, Fulham. Yeah, I mean, I just low priority Man City, really. Mark, check out Nissan X-Trail E-Force. There we go. Buy the Ineos Grenadier. Mate, I would buy an Ineos Grenadier, take it into a field, rent out a rocket launcher, and you know what comes next. "25 minutes to go. I think I'm going to sit down. I've been on my feet all half. Ugh. It's getting interesting though, isn't it, now? It is getting interesting that they might actually see this out. Thanks everyone who's watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If you want a Fulham man, I'm your guy, says Sir J.K. Worthing. Cupra for the upgrade, says Ash. They are nice. I do like them. Jamie Bowden, thanks very much. for your super chats. PSG making a substitution. Barcola comes off. Dembele's about to take a corner. Headed away. Hakimi. Marquinhos. Have a shot, mate. Yeah, good block. Dominant from PSG. Lots of chances, yet still 0-0. Even Arsenal without a striker would score at least one or two of them, says Liking Trash. They've had some big chances, but to be fair, they have made some good saves. Jota comes off. It's just not his sort of game. I think when Liverpool have got lots of possession, it suits having Jota as your 9. But in a game like this, where you're on the back foot, you do need a little bit of pace on the break, and maybe he can bring that in. Barcelona have scored with 10 men. Rafinha. They ain't going to have many problems getting through if they can beat Benfica with 10 men in Benfica. Embarrassing, really, but it just shows you how good Barcelona are, that they've been playing with 10 men for a very long time and they're winning 1-0 here. Not many teams in world football are doing that, you know. I remember Mourinho doing it. Didn't they play Bolton at Stamford Bridge and they had 10 men and they won like 4-1? Lovely finish by Rafinha. No, a bit of a deflection, to be fair. But with 10 men, another clearance by Trent. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to have to whack an eye drop in. My eyes are drying out really badly. Oh. I'm like a Bond villain. Come, Mr. Bond. Oh, I've had this operation on my eye and it's just like, it's drying out so quick. Oh. There we go. Nice ball in. Crossed by PSG. Oh, Robertson's in the right place at the right time to clear it. What would your Bond villain name be? Oh, it's got to be gold in it. Gold member. It was Goldfinger, wasn't it? Well, Goldbridge would work. Gold. Goldfish. Yeah. Well done to Barcelona to be leading against 10 men, by the way. Very good for them. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Very interesting game here. I think PSG, 20 minutes. They've got to take something to Anfield. They do deserve something more than a draw. But as things stand, I just don't see them going to Anfield and winning. It'd be a very good result for them. Liverpool to come out of this. Alisson, man of the match by a very long way. Everton against Wolves at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. I mean, that is a tough wank, isn't it? Not if you're a Wolves fan, you probably enjoy it. But, no, I mean, that's a tough watch, is what I meant to say. Yeah, you're not going to be hugely excited about that, are you? Bit of pushing and shoving there. I'm trying to think of another good pet hate. Here's Dembele again. Another pet hate of mine, I don't know whether you've been to weddings or all-you-can-eat buffets, etc. Another shot over the bar from PSG. I can't stand people who have got no etiquette in buffets. You know, the people who sort of like... There's a queuing element, isn't there? And you'll get someone who grabs a plate and goes, oh, there's the chips. And then they go, oh, there's the steak. There's the beans. And I feel like going, there's a bloody queuing system, mate. That's what people are doing. They're queuing. So you walk past stuff you don't want, but you wait for the people to move ahead of you. Let us know your pet hates. I enjoy that part. Pet hate, the cold water from the tap in the summer. What does that mean, Lee? Cold water from the tap in summer. Yeah, it's too warm, innit? Great point. Took me a few seconds, yeah. Nice ball into Nunez. Doesn't quite get there. And it's a foul on Donnarumma. Where does Alisson rank among the top Premier League goalkeepers, says Max? I've said for a while he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't always get the appreciation for... I mean, that's definitely a foul on Donnarumma. He trod on his arm. Might be a red card review here. I doubt it, but... people leaving rubbish on the table at McDonald's, says Blair. Yeah, I sort of agree, but I went to the cinema the other day to watch that Bridget Jones film with Mrs. Goldbridge, and I just left my drink and my popcorn box on the seat because I thought that's what they get paid to do. And now you're making me feel guilty. Should Darwin Nunez have got a red? I think it would be harsh. I think he's got a right to go for the ball. AJ says there's a new Danny Dyer movie coming out on Friday, Marching Powder. I heard Ray Winston this morning. He's getting ready for The Gentleman. He's going to be filming that soon. Apparently there's a new Guy Ritchie series coming out with Tom Hardy in it. I don't mind Guy Ritchie stuff gets the piss taken out of it, but to be honest with you, it is what it is, and I don't mind it. Penalty for Bayern, that tie's over. That tie is over then. Pickled Peaches says, my pet hate is people that say things like a nice hot bath or a cup of tea. Yeah, because I wanted a crap one. Mate, you get to a certain age. Like, I'm at an age in my 40s now where I make noises I never would have made in my 20s. So I stand up and I'll go, ooh. Not in a sex way, just like in a, oh, you know, my back. Like, you find yourself making noises for things you never did in your 20s. That's better. That's another one. Never used to say that's better in my 20s. KB says, I wish you were in the Sidemen charity match again. Yeah, look, enjoyed the 2 years I did it. But it's life. Was Bridget Jones any good? Hearing there was no Mark Darcy didn't sit right with me, says Robbo. Actually, Robbo, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I actually thought it was good. I think it made me think a lot. Another shot, another save by Alisson. Would you marry a woman with a bit of a moustache or a woman that eat their food like Bevo? You have to choose. What's happened to Bevo, Chris? He's not even on TikTok anymore, is he? Not that I was a big fan, but I did obviously do a react to it. That's why that fella dropped his Greg's bag in the street. People get paid to pick it up. No, Doy. You don't drop rubbish in the street. That's a bit different to leaving your rubbish on the table at McDonald's. Like, they actually have people paid to clean up. Jamie Wilkes says, pet hate when you're deciding on a meal and someone asks what you're having. Have some independence. I actually know somebody that goes mad if after they've ordered, you order the same thing. It's not Mrs. Goldbridge, so don't worry. But yeah, they are a family member from another household who I like winding up, and they really it really bothers them. So if you were out for a meal and you ordered the beef ragu pasta, they ordered that, and then you went, oh, I'll have the same. It really bothers them. It's a pet hate for them. So I love it when we go out for, I always say, we're having starters, and then they'll go, yeah, and then I'll go, off you go. And if they go prawn cocktail, I'll have a prawn cocktail to start, I'll have a rosé wine, and I've just given away the sex. Although, no, men can drink rosé wine, as you'll find out in a minute. So they'll go, I'll have a glass of rosé wine, I'll have a prawn cocktail to start, and I'll have the beef ragu as a main. And then it'll come to me, I'll go, and I'll have the same. I don't even like rosé wine, but it's just worth it. Great save by Alisson again. I think Hakimi might have been offside. Never show a weakness. Never show a weakness. And I just know it annoys them. They've even said to me before, oh, you're not having the same, are you? And I went, well, clearly I am. I've just ordered it. I'm not doing it for a laugh. And then while I'm waiting and I can see it's really getting in their head, I'll go, oh, I can't wait for that rosé wine. I don't even like it. Something about today, I really felt like a rosé wine. I think it will go well with the prawn cocktail, a palate cleanser. Where did you get the name Mark Goldbridge, says Hassan? I know, it's a good one. Just made it up. Took us about 2 minutes. And do you like Bayern as a club, says 10 Men? I respect them. I respect Bayern Munich. I wouldn't say I like them. I think in certain games I'd like them. Like if they were playing a team I didn't like Man City. But yeah, I respect Bayern Munich. They're a massive club, but I wouldn't say they're a club that I don't have a passion for them. Liam says we're getting torn apart here. Mate, you're 12 minutes away from getting away with it. You take it to Anfield, you beat them there, and you've knocked them out. You're favourites if you get through the next 12 minutes. Perk says, being in your 40s is sad. Body starting to give up. Mind is like a teenager's. Anyway, thanks for the stream, Mark, and hopefully we'll hear Agadoo soon. I'll tell you what, if we score tomorrow night and win, I've got it. I've been waiting to do it for weeks. Not going to do it. I remember the day I saw Tom Hardy at a cafe in New York. Such a lovely person. He's one of my favourite actors, says Arda. She is very good. How's Jed the dog doing, says Parker. I don't know. My pet hate, Mark, is people not indicating on roundabouts. Oh, God. It really annoys me. You know when you're waiting at a roundabout and you see a car and you think, God, what a save again. I tell you what, he has absolutely been superb. You've got to take your hat off. What a performance by Alisson. Is it his best ever game in a Liverpool shirt? I don't know. I don't support Liverpool. But he's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. He deserves a clean sheet. Bevo's got an OnlyFans now, says Theo. So what? So people pay to watch him eat? Do you like the new Bruno Mars Lady Gaga song, says 10 Man? I haven't seen it or heard it. Did you hear the Lyon manager is banned for 9 months for confronting a ref in League One? Bloody hell. Didn't know that, Jackie. Pet hate, people who clap when the plane lands. Yeah. Paul, this just makes me laugh. Apparently in America, they applaud things in the cinema. So I've never watched it, but you know that Marvel film, Endgame, something good happens where people fight. Apparently in the cinemas in America, they all stood up and clapped. I just don't get it. I don't get that either. But yeah, clapping when the plane lands. What are you going to do? You're basically you're going to clap most times then, aren't you? Random cravings when you're pregnant, Mark, says Monty. I get them now. I felt guilty today. I don't really eat chocolate, and there was a Mars bar in the cupboard. And I just had dinner. I still ate it. Best ever Alisson performance was Champions League against Spurs. Man of the match by a country mile, says Callan. Well, he's definitely my man of the match tonight. I think PSG have played well, but if they do go out, they're going to look back at this game and go, that's why. I mean, Liverpool will be a different team in the second half, in the second leg. PSG not playing. Lee, need to sign him, says Son. Best, thank you very much. My missus doesn't indicate at roundabout, says Lewis. And Jordan's just finished Peaky Blinders and needs a new show. Help. Slow Horses, Black Doves. God, there's so many. I mean, they're just recent ones. I really enjoyed Rivals on Disney as well. Something a little bit different. 1883. Yeah. Yellowstone. Yeah. Bevo's on Pornhub. What? Oh, God. This is what worries me about social media influencers these days. One minute they're having a meal, the next day they're having a knocking one out with their mate. Although it happens in the football space as well. One day they're telling you that Messi's better than Ronaldo. The next one they're knocking. Yeah, we've seen it. He's not eating. He's got his todger out. Oh my God, Theo. You know what? This is all news to me. You must feel, if you were a Bevo fan of his eating, where he's going, you know the rules. We got the prawn crackers. You know the rules. Like there was a level of Alisson again, palms away across. What a game! Now it's Salah. He's got to play him in. Oh, Salah, that's a tired pass. I mean, that would have been an injustice, I think. But Liverpool had a chance on the break. You can see why PSG are going for it, though. Zero day with Robert De Niro, says Carl. I've not heard good things about that. Yeah, what I was going to say is, I mean, you must feel a little bit robbed if you were a fan of Bevo, sat there going, you know the rules, we've got the ketchup, we've got the curry sauce. You know, he sat there eating food, and then a year later, you know the rules, the lube, shove it up there. It's... You'd feel a little bit robbed, wouldn't you? Maybe not. Perk says, Mark, by the way, Mark, I've seen 3 videos of a drunk Grealish being videoed outside pubs in the past week. I hope United aren't tempted to sign him. Lewis says, my pet hate is meaningless but expected small talk. Yes, Lewis. I agree. And Johnny says, my pet hate when people suddenly stop on a crowded pathway and people standing middle of the aisle chatting at Tesco. Yes, selfish people. Martin Saunders says, Liverpool are bad and TNT are still kissing there and slots behind, yet always negative about United, says Martin. Well, Salah's coming off for Elliott here. Got his name right. Normally call him Harvey Price. It's Harvey Elliott. I would love to see Harvey Price come on for Liverpool. I think that would be gold TV. He's a lovely lad. Benfica still losing to Barcelona 1-0. The Bayern game is 3-0, so that's over really. They're 3-0 up Bayern, so even though the second leg is in Leverkusen, that's over. Inter beat Feyenoord in Feyenoord as well, so they're going to be cruising through. But this game, watch out for Nunez. This could be... Oh, what? It's a goal! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! I can't speak. Well, I can speak because this is exactly what bloody happens. Smash and grab. Incredible. That's football. That's football, and that's football. That's why we're called That's Football, because that's football, people. That's what the name came from. That's football. Like, that's football. There it is. Absolutely dominated Liverpool. Alisson with a worldie of saves. And then subs combine. And Donnarumma, I mean, Alisson saves this. What I would say is that Alisson would have saved that. And that's the difference, isn't it? Smash and grab. Smash and grab. They're done. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Beckham don't look very happy, formerly of PSG and United. Mourinho-style masterclass is 56. Thoughts on Birmingham at the moment? Says Birmingham 1944. I like areas of Birmingham, as I say, around the Grand Hotel, Hotel de Van, around there. There's some nice bars. Undeserved, says Daniel. You get what you deserve in football, don't you? They've defended really well. Alisson's played magnificently well, and PSG, if we're being honest, have been wasteful. They've been wasteful, haven't they? They've missed some big chances. Slotted is an amazing tactician, says Joseph. I don't think today's about tactics, mate. I mean, I get how Liverpool fans will be excited and happy, but I don't think today is about that. I think today is about a brilliant goalkeeper and a good counter. And some wasteful finishing by PSG. I will come to United if you can help me land a date with Mrs. Tucker from the United stand, says Son. Please help me out. Pedri really is brilliant, isn't he, says Cunha. I've been in a cinema before when people started clapping after a film in England. It was very strange, says Breslin. Yeah, you're basically clapping a projector. Well done. At least on a plane, you are actually clapping a pilot that is human when it lands. If you're clapping at the end of a film in a cinema, you're clapping a projector. Well done. It's like walking out your front garden on a sunny day and clapping the sun. Alisson, man of the match. Yes. Make sure you subscribe, everybody. Another interesting evening on That's Football. Liverpool are heading through. I would have fancied them at 0-0 at Anfield. I'll definitely fancy them doing the job next Tuesday night. Now they've got a 1-0. Although, PSG are going to have a game plan, aren't they? And I think their best game plan is to attack. It's a shame for them because I think they defended really well as well. Maybe, you know what? If I was summarizing this game, you know what I would say? Men against boys. Experience against youth. Maybe PSG are still very young. Maybe that's the problem. A little bit of naivety. A little bit of inexperience. And Liverpool's old guard of experience has seen them through. Alisson, Van Dijk, etc. How old's Dembele these days? Must be, I'd say he's about 27. 27. 28 in May. We don't deserve it, but I don't care, says Jay. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm sure you're not. United used to do it a lot under Sir Alex Ferguson. Play well in the home leg, second away leg, keep it tight, and counter. I mean, you can't say you don't deserve it. They've missed their chances. Your keeper's played really well, and you've took yours. I mean, it's your only shot on target. One shot on target. You can't argue with that. You took it. That's old Italian football. That's how Nottingham Forest won it, says Lolly. Isn't that Liverpool's first shot on target, says Luke? Yes. It is. 5 minutes added on. Well, there's still time for PSG to get back into it, but 21,000. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Commentators saying it's a great away performance. It's a great away result. I think any Liverpool fan would know that for 70 minutes, PSG really dominated them. So how can it be a good performance? It's a good result. And there's been some good defending, but it's not what Liverpool are not a team that relies on defence. They want to be an attacking team, and they haven't got going at all tonight, but the result will be an incredible one for them. And I think we'll see a very different Liverpool next week. What it does do is it probably puts a little bit of a question mark around Liverpool in relation to they're going to have to do a lot better than that later on in the tournament. I mean, you go to Madrid and play like this, potentially in the semi-finals, and you might find yourself 2 or 3-0 down. Good player, that João Neves. Here's Mendes, though. Lovely play. And again, final ball's not there. It's in Alisson's hands. Steve Nichols, thanks for your super chat. Where's the podcast this week, says Danny. We didn't do it because of the FA Cup, is the honest answer. Barcelona are going to get a 1-0 win in Benfica. Against Benfica. With 10 men. Which is fantastic. HD says it's cheating. A red for a shoulder barge in the back. Multiple smaller fouls as well. I don't think it was a red, but I suppose you could go back and revisit that as a moment. I mean, I think it was definitely a red for Lewis Skelly last night, but you can't argue with 7-1. I don't think PSG are going to get one. They're going to have to go on Anfield. I'd be very interested to see how the PSG players react at the end of this game, because they're going to be gutted. Oh, God, I'm tired. Long day. Yeah, man of the match has got to be Alisson, even though Harvey Elliott's done well. Final whistle. Arne Slot looks content. Be a different game next week. A different atmosphere. But in some ways, it would have been a straightforward task for Liverpool if it had finished 0-0 or 1-0 to PSG, because they'd have had to go on the attack. PSG have got to attack now. Be interesting to see how Liverpool approach it next week. They certainly will have more of the ball. And they'll certainly have more than one shot on goal, surely. Thanks everyone for tuning in. TG says it was an absolute masterclass. Well, it's a big win. Talking of which, I've got Loz on tomorrow with me in the morning. We'll get that up at about lunchtime. Loz, the Liverpool fan, I'm sure will be very happy. Good night, everybody, says Visa. Well, thanks, everyone. You've been incredible tonight. So thanks, everyone who tuned in. And make sure you subscribe on your way out. And don't forget, if you want to be at our Dublin show 2 weeks tonight in Dublin, right in the middle of Dublin, you can scan that QR code with your camera phone and get yourself a ticket. It would be great to see you there. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a great day, evening, or whatever you're doing. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.